Welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
Very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Let's start you off with the news making the rounds. The biggest one, in fact. Let's start talking tennis on the show and talk about Novak Djokovic, the world number one, has been sensationally disqualified in the U.S. Open fourth round after striking a lion judge with a ball in his game with Spain's Pablo Carrera Busta. So he is disqualified for that infraction.
The good news is there will be a new Grand Slam champion when it comes to the men's singles at the U.S. Open. So for the first time, no Djokovic, no Rafael Nadal, no Andy Murray, no Roger Federer. None of them will be in the final of the U.S. Open. So Djokovic, obviously, he's sorry and really sad about this particular incident. Also on the program, there's a new winner. I mean, when the F1 started with Lewis Hamilton claiming 5 out of the 7 races before now you have 8 races at least. You have 3 drivers that have been able to get crashed into it, and this one for this Pierre Gasly, his story is more like that of motivation for everyone. He won his maiden F1 title at the Italian Grand Prix, but then before that it was really a beautiful story for him, with Lewis Hamilton finishing 7th, and of course Ferrari, their self-destruct button or whatever we call it continues.
All right. And that was a classic gesture from Lewis Hamilton congratulating Pierre Gasly. We'll talk about that on the show as well. All right. Let's go to the NBA and talk about this one. And, of course, Milwaukee Bucks. Some people have called it a tale of execution. Some people have said they're keeping hope alive. They were 3-0 down, but they found a way to claw themselves back into it. They, of course, defeated Miami Heat. And, of course, the series is now 3-1. Big casualty from that game. Giannis Antetokounmpo. And some people are saying probably not will be in Game 5. We'll talk about all of that on the show. But the Bucks, they're still in it.
Absolutely, they have to survive it, especially when the heat was too much. Somehow Chris Middleton needed to step up after Giannis Antetokounmpo left the court because of an injured right ankle. And we're starting with the NBA this morning. Of course, the game between the Bucks and the Heat will get us talking. But we'll start with the result. Just 2 games on the night. LeBron James and Anthony Davis understand that if they don't tie the series as early, they may just be following the footsteps of Milwaukee Bucks. But somehow they needed that, and of course they won their game. So let's start off with the result from last night. The game between the Milwaukee Bucks and of course the Miami Heat ended in favor of the Bucks, and that game was 115 and 118. It went into overtime. As I mentioned earlier, Chris Middleton needed to step up, 36 points on the night, and of course the Heat still lead the series 3-1. A whole lot for them to do. We've never seen an NBA team that came from 3-0 down to actually win a particular playoff game. We'll wait and see if Bucks will be able to survive that. Also, you have the game between the LA Clippers, LA Lakers, and of course the Houston Rockets, and that ended in favor of the Lakers. Now, there's pictures from the game, and before he left, talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo, he already had 19 points, which was really huge for him. 19 points in how many minutes? I think 19.4 rebounds in 11 minutes before he left the court. And after he left, I mean, the coach said his heart literally stopped because they were like, what's going to happen at this one? Are they going to be eliminated?
It was like
but this guy, Chris
because
Middleton, step up.
That same injury, like is recurring, and it happens again. I feel sorry for the Milwaukee Bucks, best team in regular season, struggling in the playoffs. I can't explain it. It's very, very difficult to, put your hand around it, wrap your head around what is happening. But like I said, still of execution, 3-1, we'll see. I don't think in recent times, I don't think I can remember anybody clawing their way back from 3 down to eventually winning. It means they have to win the next.
That's the 4 games. That's what it means.
So
the next 3 games.
We'll see now that the coach is already telling us Giannis might not play Game 5. It's increasingly difficult to think that they might be able to do it. But I will say Stranger Things. It's sports. That's why we love sports. Everybody loves heroes. We love comeback stories. Maybe the Bucks will give us something like that. But it's an uphill task.
It is, because I think I love what they did on the night when Giannis left. 6 players were on double figures, led by, of course, Antetokounmpo after he left, having that 19 points. Brook Lopez also came to the party, 14 points. Eric Bledsoe, he's faced a lot of criticism, but this time around he got 14 points. George Hill, 12 points. Deontay DiVincenzo also with 10 points. So at the end of the day, they forced overtime, and of course, they were able to get that victory. But despite I thought for Bam Adebayo, I mean, he led the scoring, for the Heat, 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists. Duncan Robinson also 20 points. But then you have the likes of Jimmy Butler that should have led the way. It wasn't their night. But then just a wide celebration for Milwaukee Bucks. Let's listen to the coach, right? What he had to say after the game.
They're evaluating him now. He'll get treatment through the night, and we'll just see how he does over the next 24, 48 hours. And on an ankle that is not, fully 100%, he was phenomenal to start the game and gave us a huge boost. I think they threw a big punch early, and Giannis was able to keep us afloat. And when he went down, all our hearts just, they stopped for a second.
It's hard to stop for a second. It was like, are we losing it? Because in 139 attempts, no team have ever come from 3-0 down. So 3 games down are now 3-1. So maybe history will not repeat itself for Milwaukee Bucks. Let's just see if they can do that. So let's go to the other game between the Lakers and the Rockets, of course.
Yeah, one of the things you said that I like, that the LA Lakers knew they had to prevent this from becoming a nightmare.
Yeah.
And if they had lost this, it was going to be a nightmare. I wasn't here with Game 1. Russell Westbrook impressed me a lot in Game 1. And so Anthony Davis and LeBron James knew they had to do something.
Of course.
Both of them combining for 62 points. Good on the night. For me, did whatever they had to do. Even LeBron won over some of his critics.
Yes.
Some who have accused him of, when it matters most, probably, that he played his heart out. And those moments when you expect the big guy to step up, crucial moments in the game, he did. Of course, the beard, always there and thereabout, but the day belonged to the Lakers.
Obviously, it belongs to them. And Anthony Davis, you mentioned him, with 34 points and 10 rebounds, and that was really good. But then the Rockets were led by by James Harden, 27 points, a double-double from Russell Westbrook, 10 and 13. But then it just wasn't enough for these guys because they understand what it is. I'm talking about the Lakers now. They needed to win, and they came to the party. Let's take a look at the guys who put up some numbers on the night. Of course, Anthony Davis, one of them. But then let's start with the guy who stepped up when it mattered most, when it was becoming too hot. He knew that he's faced a whole lot of criticism, and he needed to step up. Talking about Chris Middleton, he had 36 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists on the night.
They needed somebody who would play on a Giannis level.
Yes.
If they're going to get anything close to winning the ring, and he showed it. If he's going to do that in Game 5, we'll see.
We'll see about that. Bam Adebayo, of course, he led the scoring for the Heat. 26, 12, and 8. Just 2 shots of a triple-double on the night. But that just wasn't enough because Chris Middleton was on fire. Now,
they're in a good position.
LeBron James, yes.
Yeah,
this guy is just
king.
something else. The king. You just have to be. He had to pick between himself and Anthony Davis. I picked him because, the record he's breaking right now is, all-time 3
Ray
points.
Allen.
Yeah, of course. And when it comes to 3 points in the playoffs, he's just second to, of course, the king himself, the king of 3 points shooting, talking about, you know him, Steph Curry. So he's just second on that. And so that's why I have to pick him on the night because he put up some numbers. Because right now he has a 386 threes. Only just Steph Curry had 470. Okay, the games for tonight, the Raptors and the Celtics is tied. I love this game. It's becoming
We might get
down.
to Game 7. We might.
We'll get it.
We might. I like the fight back. I like what I'm seeing. So it's going to be interesting to see how far we can go. Celtics, Raptors tied 2-2.
Yes.
So, if you lose the next game, there's still the other game. And, so we might just get to Game 7. Or if one person decides to win the next 2 games, that's another possibility. but they've given us something good so far.
Yeah, the Clippers and the Nuggets also tied one apiece, one game apiece. And of course, we'll see in game 3 if the Nuggets can take a step further and win 2 games in a row, especially after losing that first game. And more, close to 37 points thereabouts. But then second, because Jamal Murray was awake and they step up, they were able to get something. But we'll see what's going to happen tonight. Okay, let's leave the NBA court and go to the golf course. DJ Dusty Johnson just ensuring that the trophy missing his cabinet is going to get it. Yeah, the Fed is coming. Yeah, he's ready. His resume is not there, but he wants it.
He just wants it to be in the trophy cabinet. DJ, what else can we say about him? Good player. I don't know if I should say he lost his way at some time because he was number 1 at some point, and everything he was swinging was going in.
Yeah.
But something happened. But he's back, and he's feeling good. Having the early lead here.
Yeah.
He's saying that, look, if there's any trophy that I would love to add to my resume, if there's any trophy
Tour
that I want
championship.
to be in my trophy cabinet, yeah, it has to be the one for the tour, that the FedEx Championship. So we'll see how far he can go. He's still leading. He's feeling good, whether
Yeah.
or not it's going to head up. Although people like John Ram, we have something to say about that. But
Looking
right.
forward to another one. Carrying the third round 64, so 5 shots are clear of all the others are chasing him.
as unpredictable as we say that golf is, there are times when you're in your elements,
Yeah.
everything is going for you. I begin to feel that kind of vibe with DJ. So maybe I just...
He found his rhythm on Sunday because on Saturday, he was misfiring another, hitting 11 or 14 fairways, and is now 19 under for the tournament. You have Alexander Schauffele and Justin Johnson. Justin Thomas tied for a second at 14 under. But then John Ram is another player. He's saying that, look, he also needs to step up to see how he can,
He's hoping for the best.
Yeah, chasing him down.
Yeah, he's hoping for the best. DJ is in that kind of form that you play your game and hope for the best.
Okay.
That's what he's doing.
Okay, that's John Ram right there. His 4th at 13 on the PGA Championship. So that's a good one for him. But if he can continue with this, hopefully he catch him up. But he actually needs Dustin Johnson to misfire.
Yeah, play your game, hope the guy capitulates.
And lose.
It's a tough
Let's
spot.
talk about the history-making guy.
Yeah.
Pierre Gasly.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't see this coming. It was like 2,000 to win it. I mean, no money was on him. I mean, if you put your money on this guy, I mean, you'll be a rich man right now.
If you did.
If you had.
If you did, probably you knew something that we didn't know. Because I'm not sure anybody.
But you can just set to trade away. That's how it happens.
Well, yeah, if you
Just
decide to
okay,
trade away.
let me just trade away.
Even
And
the
sometimes you've been lucky.
The bravest of gamblers
would not
have done that.
do it.
And we're
But
here talking
somehow-
about Pierre this morning. It's great.
It's great. I mean, astonishing win for him. It all started with, what happened when the safety car came out. And, of course, Lewis Hamilton needed to pit and everything, the wrong one. Didn't know that the pit lane was actually closed and everything, so he was stuck some point. He needed to start, when the race was restarted, started from the back. Just imagine, how do you manage that? But somehow, Lewis Hamilton, that clawed back, somehow finished 7th. But then, let's give it to Pierre Gasly. The
Did
way
belong to him.
he started, it was topsy-turvy kind of race, packed with suspense, none of the usual top teams on the podium. And then the way it started, Carlos Sainz finished a close second, just really, really close to Pierre Gasly. Lewis Hamilton, as I mentioned earlier, finished 7th after starting on pole, dropping to last, following that 10-second penalty that was given to him for entering the pit lane under a red light while he was leading. And despite the setback, somehow he finished 7th. And, of course, still 47 points lead at the top. And now, Valtteri Bottas, who didn't have anything, he finished 5th. Verstappen also retired in this one because he had issues with an engine. Kimi Raikkonen and some other guys, they all just decided to give it a go. And this started with Magnussen. After this, then the red flag came out. And Lewis Hamilton, of course, when he pitted, when he wasn't supposed to do this, he had to start from the back. And then here comes what happened. The Ferrari, I don't know what's wrong with them. So the race had to also stop halfway mark after Charles Leclerc crashed heavily into a tire wall. I'm like, okay, what is this again?
Action-packed, filled with suspense. Even the guys in 2nd and 3rd were like, what's happening? I think it was it Lance Stroll or the other guy saying, I thought I was going to be racing against Hamilton. I thought I was going to be chasing Hamilton. And the moment I knew it was Gasly, I was like, oh, what has happened here? But It's a nation of model sports,
Yeah,
and we
it
love
is.
it. We just love it.
Yeah, this was when, Max Verstappen retired. And of course, Leclerc's teammate, talking about Sebastian Vettel, he also retired with a brake failure. And the chances of, hearing that Italian anthem on the podium, of course, obviously disappeared. And there you have Pierre Gasly celebrating. I mean, it's a remarkable victory for the guy, because this wasn't what he expected. He wasn't looking forward to this. But when you know that, hey, the coast is clear, there's no Hamilton, and what do you have to do? Keep on with it. And that was what he did.
Just stay on it.
Stay on it.
And he did, and he won. I'm very happy for him. Wasn't a bad day for Lewis Hamilton. His rivals
Yeah.
didn't take advantage.
Of course, he had the
as
fastest
well.
lap.
So, I could say both of them are winners, because even though we're celebrating Gasly, I don't see how
It's going to drop
it's
all
going to
those.
affect what's
Yeah.
going to happen with Hamilton. And I also like the classy gesture
Yeah, of
from
course.
Hamilton. Maybe because it didn't cost him much.
No, he didn't. Not really. He
cost
didn't
him
have a
much. But I think
choice.
aside that-
Gasly, his story is more like a redemption story. So you need to be happy for him.
For him.
Yeah.
In fact, all the other guys on the podium, instead of celebrating coming second, coming third, we're also talking about
Celebrating Gasly.
Gasly. Look,
Okay.
the moment belonged to him.
So let's hear from all of them on the podium. That's a beautiful one.
Yeah.
Just remember that just over a year ago, right? More than a year ago, Pierre Gasly was demoted by the Red Bull team because he couldn't compete so well with Max Verstappen. And what happened now? Bring him back to another team. And now this guy has won something. They just can't do anything about it anymore, because even the guy who is also competing with Max Verstappen has not also been able to step up. So, good story, from demotion to junior team to being a podium.
Very good. So that's what sports is made of.
Yeah.
Okay. We need to go on a break right about now. And of course, when we return from that break, we'll talk about tennis, we'll talk about football, and we'll talk about all the other interesting things in your amazing world of sports. Join us again.
Yeah, I saw pictures of Djokovic there. He injured his shoulder. That was how the whole problem started. After that, and of course, what happened next? He had to somehow hit a ball, and he meets the line, George, and of course, he had to be disqualified. But then when it all started, Buster was more like having the upper hand. We saw the way Buster started. He was, giving it back to him, so to speak. He serves and all that's breaking him, and Djokovic, somehow the anger got the better part of him, so to speak. There was a point in time he actually, threw the ball at first. I think he hit the advertising board or something. That was 5 minutes before the next incident you soon see, happened, where he had to it was just somehow, it was a mistake, unintentional. But then as a professional, you just can't afford to do that.
Well, some people might come for me for this. A lot of players do what he did. And I don't think there was any malice. I don't think there was.
A lot of players don't, even when you want to throw a ball, but not on that direction.
That's what I'm.
Somehow, you can throw it on the net or any other place, but not.
That's the only
into
point.
the stand. That's the
only
point.
I probably
and that's
can't
where the rule
argue
is.
Against, I've seen guys throw balls
Yeah,
sideways. I've seen guys probably just toss it. To the opponent.
Yes, that's allowed. But this is against the rule.
This is like an equivalent of a no-look pass in football. And I don't know whatever he was thinking about. He went there, apologized. Rules are rules.
Of
It
course,
reminds me of when Usain Bolt was discovered for, disqualified for false starts.
Yeah,
it was painful, but look, rules are rules. And it took a while. Carreno Buster and his coach sat somewhere thinking, okay, maybe after all of this drama, we're going to continue with the game. But unfortunately, he had to go. And I joked, I said, look, we've always said we wanted to see a new person win, but not this way. Not this way. I would have loved if he was going to lose on the court.
Yes.
Now we have our wish. We are going to see a new name on the US Open title, but not because Djokovic lost on, it was a default. Not because he lost. You see, just look at this. Just look at this.
There,
like I say, an equivalent.
And even Buster,
because he knows the rules. He knows the rules. The moment that happened, wow, you're done for. Because those are the rules. And especially after that incident that you described.
He was becoming
earlier,
just frustrated, falling and dropped himself and everything.
Djokovic usually dominates me. He doesn't get dominated. And when he starts falling face to the ground, leg going one
calling for
direction.
medical timeout, which I really don't like sometimes
the
because I feel
frustration,
okay, yeah,
it got to him. It got to
yeah.
him. But I still don't think there was any malice with the way he hit the ball. It wasn't
No,
as if,
it wasn't. It wasn't. We know it
as if
wasn't
he was
intentional, but we
furious.
know that
It
because
wasn't
of
a
his.
Nick Kyrgios kind of thing.
We know that his standard. I mean, he's a professional. This guy
Yeah.
we're talking about has won 17 Grand Slam.
I'm
He was
telling
going
you.
for 18, right? I mean, so it's not like a spring chicken.
He's
It's not.
known for his professionalism.
That's it. So that's why people were like surprised. How does this happen? Somehow we know he has temper, his frustration, he throws the ball around, but not to that direction. That's
Yeah.
where the issue is. The other one he threw was to the advertising board. That's where it ended up in. What if somebody was also there? So maybe if they had cautioned him when he did that, 5 minutes before the one that got him disqualified, maybe he would
It reminds me of what
calm
you said.
down,
I
kind
don't
of.
know if I should expose. It reminds me of what you said before we came on set. The reaction of the lady as well, but I'll keep that. Rules are rules. Rules are rules.
Rules are rules, yes. Rules are rules. And of course, Djokovic is out. So the thing is, we'll be seeing a new Grand Slam champion. In the men's singles, of course, a new name.
On that title.
Okay. And let's get a reaction, from his opponent, yeah? Buster. He says he was really shocked because he was waiting to see
That
if they were
would
going to continue
benefited-
or not. But somehow it happened. And of course, he's really sad and broken and empty by that incident.
also
Immediately
apologized.
after, yes, he apologized.
must say that.
The good thing is, okay, this was what he said. He said, this whole situation has left me really sad and empty. I checked on the lines person and the tournament told me that, thank God, she's feeling well. She's feeling okay. I'm extremely sorry to have caused her such, kind of a pain. So he's sorry, he's feeling sad. But at the end of the day, it happened. And people were already criticizing him before, these tweets came out when they said that, look, he should have waited for the press conference, ask questions and apologize publicly and all that. But I think he was just too shocked and depressed to stay back, and that's why he left. And most people were like, no, that's disrespectful. You shouldn't should have waited for the presser, to just publicly, let's hear it from his mouth. But then he decided to go to social media that it was unintended.
We could go on and on about this apology, emotions taking control.
Yes.
So, I wouldn't blame him. This is somebody who came here thinking I'm going to win my 18th Grand Slam and is leaving not because he lost on the court.
Okay. Can you say what you said behind the scene?
I wouldn't.
Because you won't say that, right? Okay.
But
See?
Djokovic, when it comes to the game, I respect him a lot.
A lot,
And,
yeah. He's a thorough professional.
This is just an unfortunate incident, and reactions vary.
Yeah.
There are guys that this will happen to and will wait behind, sit in front of the cameras, but there are some who will be so overwhelmed that they just don't want to see anybody apart from their family.
At that particular time.
I think that's what happened. Because even in those tweets...
Or maybe he may say some things that
It
will
might make it
regret
worse.
later.
It might make it worse. So the best thing is to withdraw. It's going to get a fine. The fine is nothing to...
The prize money so far that he's won, the point he has earned, everything is all gone. So no points from here, no prize money, nothing. Like he just came, wasted his time, and he's going back. And of course, entered the wrong book.
All right. So let's also still talking about the
Other
US
players
Open.
are moving on.
Alexander Zverev expectedly booked this place in the last 8. It was up against Alejandro Davidovich Fokina, and he won that game 6-2, 6-2, 6-1, and it was a stroll, walk in the park for Zverev. He made it look so easy. Making it look
Against
easy.
Jordan Thompson.
Yeah, but Shapovalov too wasn't spared.
Yeah, he wasn't spared.
He had to talk about Djokovic as well.
Yeah.
And, he says look, that he feels sorry for Djokovic, but then again, we'll see what happens. A lot of people being asked that question after they win their game. And if you were looking for anywhere to get upsets, it was plenty with the ladies.
Of course, the ladies. Now let's go to the ladies. Naomi Osaka, prevailed into the next round against Anne Kontaveit, but in straight sets on Sunday. But then some ladies are out. Angelique Kerber, she's out.
Yep.
Petra Kvitova also. She's also out. These are some of the players you'll be thinking are favorites for it. With them out, I think it's kind of clearing the way for Serena Williams. And Jennifer Brady, I didn't see this coming at all.
Giant killer.
I'm like, where is this coming from? She just decided to take the game to Angelique Kerber, and being able to do this, seeded 28 in this tournament. So it's going to be another remarkable one for her. If she would be able to go ahead in it, beating Angelique Kerber 6-1, 6-4, breaking herself 4 times, hit 25 winners to upstage the 3-time major winner Kerber. Let's just enjoy the highlights of this. After this, our guest will join us.
Game, set, and match. Brady.
Brady through to the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open. Finalist on 2 occasions and reached the quarterfinals at Roland Garros in 2016. Singles titles, most notably Wimbledon in 2011 and 2014.
Welcome back. We have Shola Rogers right here in the studio. Shola, good morning. It's good to have you.
Good morning, guys. It's a pleasure to be here
I'm
again.
so really happy that you're coming on the day that after, Messi, you said you were going to come with a shirt and say free Messi.
Yeah, hashtag free Messi.
So I'm actually happy that the saga is over.
No, it's not over, actually. It's not over. That's what you think, because he says he's going to stay for 1 more season. And at the end of the day, he will still leave.
Of course.
And when he leaves, he's going to leave on a free. And Barcelona would have lost out the chance of getting about 100 or 200 million euros, with 3 or 4 extra players to boot. So it's not over, but he's a smart guy. He has been able to... He's done this before. It's just that people were not following this saga. He's done it before more than once. He's tried to leave about 2 or 3 times. But this particular time, he really wanted to leave. That's why his father had to fly in and all of that. So yes, hashtag free Messi. We'll keep the...
keep it trending.
We'll keep it there quietly, But I'm glad that they resolved it one way or the other. But the truth is, who actually lost and who won in this one?
Okay. Messi won.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Did Messi win? Yes, he did.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he did. Well,
actually wish he was tired sitting here.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I don't know. I think both of them lost out.
It's good to stay. Let him go. No freedom.
A lot of damage. I don't know. Something, the relationship with him and the new manager probably going to get frosty. I don't know. I don't think it's a good environment for...
But the brand...
But it was a face-saving...
The brand Messi will still keep his business.
Sure.
The brand Messi will still be able to move at the end of the season on a boss man. He's probably going to be the most expensive boss man ever, because he's not going to be his own man. They won't be able to cash in on it, So how good of a business idea was it to keep him for an extra season? What are you going to get more other than your merchandising? So that's why I say who won? Messi won in this one.
All right.
Okay, let's leave Messi and quickly go to what's happening in Nigeria. Non-contact sports, the return. I mean, most states across Nigeria are trying to see what they can do with it, with the federal government saying that non-contact sports can return. But now, the story is also that contact sports can also return. But let's take a look at this report. What states are doing to ensure that sport is gradually coming back?
The Agege Stadium is quiet. The stands, empty. The last time this pitch witnessed football action was March the 18th, no thanks to COVID-19. But there is hope. The Ministry for Youth and Sports Development has approved the return of non-contact sports on August 7th. This includes tennis, table tennis, squash, badminton, cycling, athletics, golf, polo, para-athletics, and cricket. Let's take a look at the level of compliance. In Enugu and Niger states, activities are yet to pick. However, in Kwara, Imo, and Bayelsa, the doors are opening to non-contact games.
It is a big relief to us, we at the sports industry. Our athletes, we have any program athletes, they have been eager to exercise themselves. For them staying too long at home for almost about 5 to 6 months. If you see most of them now, they have to their weight.
Now, because of the breakdown of work for a very long time, we have been managing to do it gradually, just little by little. Now that the government has also in Bayelsa have lifted the bans for works to come, so that is why you are seeing us in good number now.
Sports is the same. We have the same objective as far as sports is concerned. And this is something we've been waiting for from the national body. Now that the Honorable Minister, Sunday Dare, Youth and Sports, has, released the template. So we in the states have also keyed in. The COVID-19 was it was a global issue. The National Sports Festival would have been done and would have been over before now, but because of COVID-19. But thank God that the template has been released.
Very soon the stadium will be open for sporting activities like athletics, all those sports that you don't have to get into close contact. The state is really putting all the necessary things that are supposed to be in place.
Back in Lagos, with full compliance to the COVID-19 protocol, the Orchid Lekki Chess Club is leading the way with resumption of over-the-board chess.
We understand the rules and what you need to do. If you look around, you see sanitizers everywhere. We have washing areas everywhere, and then people are wearing their masks. All the basic precautions are taken.
Athletes and fans have missed sporting action, blame the pandemic, but with the approval of non-contact sports to return, the athletes are now getting their groove back.
Well, it's a good one, states are busy right now. Shola, what do you think? I mean, everyone is trying to see what they can make out of just a little time, left for the year.
Let's be honest with ourselves. All of this is just people pandering and playing around and just being political with the story. Take a walk out of China TV, walk down the road. People are playing football.
No, we're talking about professional, elite level.
Give me a chance to bring my point home.
Okay.
People are already playing contact sports. People have been playing contact sports for months. So when you talk about professional football, there are very few people. There are only 20 professional football teams in the Nigerian Premier League. The NNL has the same number. So collectively, how many players are you talking about? The people you are keeping away all under these COVID-19 protocols are very few as compared to the number of people playing sports out there who are having this person-to-person contact without anything in place whatsoever. They are playing at the football pitches. They're playing all over. If you're talking sports, you cannot tell me because it's only professional. Oh, is it that COVID is going to leave those people and go to the professional footballers? So when you talk about putting things in place, these people are playing at pitches owned by local governments and state governments and school compounds and all of that. So expand your dragnet, expand these COVID-19 protocols to cover every aspect of sports in Nigeria, professional or otherwise. So let's stop fooling ourselves and saying the NPFL cannot resume or should resume because each NPFL team has barely 30 players with backroom staff of maybe 20. You're talking 50 times 20. That's how many people compared to the number of people who are actually playing sports, So let's stop fooling ourselves, man.
Right. Okay. Right.
Take it serious. COVID-19 is not a joke.
It's not over yet.
It's not over.
Okay.
All right, let's go straight to the papers now. Yeah, I'll start with the Sporting Life here. Sporting Life, you have, US Open stories, but then this one, international friendlies. Federal government may stop Super Eagles, says NFF didn't follow PTF and NCDC protocol. Manju insists, informed sport ministry chiefs early enough about the games and ministry. NFF showdown talks hold on Thursday. What's this story? Why do we have a story here?
I don't think there are showdown talks. I don't think there's a story there. I don't think it's a big deal. There's plenty time before that friendly for the NFF to reintroduce the process to the PTF and the Minister of Sports.
It's never going to be played in Nigeria.
Yeah,
and most of the players are abroad. So
well, let the NFF go back now and bring the proposal again officially and say, okay, this is what we want to do and this is why we have to do it. I feel the NFF must play these friendlies. Like you rightly pointed out, the bulk of the players that will be playing are not even based in Nigeria. They're all going to get tested before traveling and all of that. Follow the normal COVID-19 protocols.
Okay. So Austria should be worried and not Nigeria.
Let's not lose sleep about it. It's the bubble now, so let us just.
And it's going to be a watertight environment.
Yes, it is. So Austria should be worried, not Nigeria.
Okay, we need to close right now. Unfortunately, we can't take complete sports. We can't take soccer, but we got to leave it at that. But we must thank Shola Rogers for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
That's why the tight schedule. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure.
All right. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your day. We'll be back here again tomorrow. I'm Amy Adebayo. Bye-bye now.
I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Thanks for watching.